Completely upstaged by a bunch of costume madmen jumping into a river, this is Tell It to Someone. First question is from Jonathan Stern. What country does your mustache power? Is it Luxembourg? Yes, close. It is Luxembourg and Liechtenstein and, well, Belgium, Netherlands and Holland. Not Germany. They have their own mustaches and they're very good at absorbing power, apart from that one who got lots of power and then lost it all to a bigger mustache. Next question is from, you know which one it is, I'm not saying. Uber Goober asks the next question. If love is a battlefield, what is masturbation? Masturbation, of course, is fun. Next question is from Canadian Atheist. Canada controls more than 80% of the world's strategic maple syrup supplies. What does Australian control that is as tasty? Well, yes, there is Vegemite and Cherry Ripes and Tim Tams. We control all of the supplies of all of those things, and that's really good. And try having them with kangaroo. You have them while still alive. Well, you sort of run it through a bushfire first, so it's blackened on the outside and alive in the middle, and that is really tender. Really tender, especially the one that's in the pouch. That's really especially tender because it's kind of just been born but not. Next one is from Wombat and Charlene. Who is the Turnbull government chief pegger? Gina or Pauline, and why? Well, Pauline just got pegged herself in the Western Australian election. She got all the publicity and yet had fewer primary votes than the Greens, who got no publicity from the corporate media. So it must be Gina who's doing all the pegging, which I didn't know it was physically possible with somebody of her grandeur. Matthew Yebsley asks the next question. Is there an overly complicated and convoluted answer to my exceptionally simple question? Yes. Empirical Mind asks the last question for today. In light of relevant recent events in world politics, I have decided to build a nuclear fallout shelter, but I am unsure what suppliers to stock it with. What do you advise? Thanks. Well, I get all my information on fallout shelters, of course, from the media. Tommy the Turtle says to duck and cover, but you have to have more than ducks and covers in your fallout shelter. So you've got ducks, you've got covers, you've got to have duck food for the ducks. Then you've got movies of the situation after fallout. So there's Mad Max, where you need lots of petrol and a stainless steel sharpened boomerang. So you're going to have a whole lot of petrol, like lots of it, like gigaliters of petrol. Just put one of those petrol tankers in there. That'll do it. For a while, until the first explosion. So get like eight of those big trucks full of petrol. Right. So what else do you need? About 1 million bottle caps. Here we go. That's the start of my savings. 1 billion bottle caps. 1 million bottle caps. A lot of bottle caps. That's apparently universally the currency after the nuclear bombs drop. What else? What else could I suggest? Bacon. I don't know why. I think because pigs are like going to be rare or something. Because you always need bacon. Unless you're vegetarian, then you can sort of die in a fallout shelter full of full of petrol. What else? Well, what you've got to do is also, apparently, you've got to have your identity cards. You know, things like driver's license, passport, library cards. Gun licenses. I mean, you know, not that you're going to shoot anybody because everybody's dead already because of the nuclear bombs. All of that sort of stuff, and potable drinking water. And what you do is you take all your all your ID cards and you put them in your pocket, and then you die. And that way, when the government tries to ascertain who's dead and who's still living, they can cross you off the list. I bummed myself out. The living would envy the dead. That's it for Tell Someone for this week. If you would like to ask me a question, there's the underpants place down there. Of course, there is a dovetail question for you to answer here, because I am not the only person to have the question answering fun. What else can you do? You can watch other videos of mine, like the Birdman Rally, of course. Or you can suggest stuff for me to do otherwise. Writer's block. That's what I've got. Writer's block. It'll come slowly and gently, like that other question that I answered earlier. Yeah, that one. I'm dangerously talented and I don't have a cool sign off.